Hello again, I am Blunty. Now these days it's very common for videographers to shoot all kinds of stuff on DSLRs and small mirrorless interchangeable lens cameras, weddings and event shooting and feature-length films and short films and interviews and documentaries and whatever you can point a camera at basically. The large sensors and fantastic range of lenses on these things make them a brilliant choice for doing that kind of stuff. But the problem is these things are designed for photography first and not for video as a priority. So to get them to work really well as a video solution, you often have to bolt all kinds of stuff onto them. Lights and microphones and external sound recorders and extra grips to stabilize the thing and all manner of gizmos and gadgets and external video monitors because the screen's on the back and all kinds of stuff. And that's a problem. And that ability is often provided by what we usually call DSLR cages, and I hate them. They're big, clumsy, Frankenstein monster, awkward mess of things. And look at these things. They're huge and clumsy and needlessly complex and over-engineered, and I really do kind of hate them. But my personal feelings aside, those people who do like to use them, no, they aren't exactly what you'd call practical and easy to carry around and pack up into a bag and take to location to location. They're clumsy, and they look especially impractical and ridiculous wrapped around today's breed of ever more powerful video shooters and mirrorless interchangeable lens compact system camera thingies. So that's my problem with them, but let me tell you about the solution. Here is the solution. It's called the P&C GearBox, and it speaks directly to the part of my brain that loves thoughtful, simple, practical and elegant design. It uses P&C's superbly comfortable pistol grips, which I've previously looked at in a review. The only difference here is they don't have that wide camera supporting platform on the top because they don't need it. The top and bottom plates are riddled with mounting points for any and every bit of gear you could possibly want to cram on there. On top there's a selection of 14 mount points for the standard 1/4-20 screw thread and 9 more threadless 1/4-inch pass-through holes for mounting things like mini ball head mounts or friction arms or hot shoe adapters or over-the-top handles. The bottom plate has 5 more 1/4-20 mounts, which makes it dead easy to jam the whole thing onto a quick-release plate for mounting the whole shebang onto a tripod or monopod or even a Steadicam rig or a slider or whatever you need it to be on, really. Both plates are made from black anodized metal, so will easily tolerate the rough life of location shoots without a care in the world, and take my word for it, if you drop one on your bare foot, it stings like a son of a bitch. The bottom plate, and I want to send a personal and deeply felt thank you for whoever carved this into the design, has a gap here which lines up perfectly with the battery door for most cameras, which on many of them also houses the memory card. So now switching out a battery and memory card is the work of moments instead of having to de-rig your whole camera to get at it. My favourite part about this rig is it's designed to break down into flat packable components to make it ludicrously easy to travel with and take up the absolute minimum of space in your bags. Annoyingly, the 2 mounting screws for the bottom plate are hex heads, so you need to remember to have the correct Allen key handy. I would much have preferred a standard slot head screw, which is much more MacGyver tool friendly if you happen to misplace the correct tool. A knife or even a coin will do on those. But with Allen keys, you gotta have the right size or you're shit out of luck. But it is a standard thread, so $1 and a trip to a hardware store makes it no issue at all to switch them out for a screw more to your liking if you hate the hex like I do. The camera mounting thread is one of those slot head type ones, but here I'd actually have preferred something that could more easily be finger tightened. But again, it's not hard to switch out for your preferred mount if it's not to your liking. On the other side of the plate there's a couple of non-slip pads to make sure your camera stays pointing in the direction you want it to point into and protect the camera body from direct contact with the bare metal. And if you're a fan of using follow focus mechanisms, there's a kit that comes with a rod adapter and 2 15mm rails to get you sorted out. The gearbox will easily accommodate pretty much every camera out there, even the big blokes like the Canon 5D series, and it comes with a couple of little spaces to give you more vertical room for those bigger bodied cameras. And even if you don't need to mount a whole bunch of stuff to your camera, even if you use it with just the camera mounted and none of the other gizmos, you'll find that the 2 comfortable handles and the wider grip they provide will noticeably stabilize your handheld shots. Aside from the hex bolts and the camera mounting thread you need a tool to use, I've no other complaints about the design. It's solid, but without being bulky or heavy. There's more than enough mounting points in the Swiss cheese plates to accommodate any collection of additional gizmos you could cram on there. It's been designed with easy portability and quick setup in mind, and its modular nature mean it's super easy to customize or tweak to match it to pretty much whatever you need it to do. On PhotographyAndCinema.com, the gearbox will hit your wallet for $110, or if you get it with the rod and rail kit for your follow focus stuff, it'll cost just $40 more. Now, like I said at the beginning, I have always kind of hated the convoluted Frankenstein's monsters mess of traditional DSLR cages, but the simple, sturdy elegance of the gearbox solution really has kind of turned me around on the whole thing. It makes it much more simple, much more practical for actually using in the real world. And whereas once I was kind of biased against DSLR cages, now I'm kind of finding myself a bit of a fan of their practicality. So thanks for watching. I am Blunty, and I'll catch you next time.